So that is the basic idea for the frequent pattern tree or FP tree. That we will see how to generate FP tree. So generating FP tree is not the solution because you need to access those FP tree for generating the frequent pattern. So therefore we will go to that video lecture where we will be seeing how to generate the FP tree and then how to mine the FP tree. Okay. You can see the video lecture, right? Item set cardinality, as you can see, is the minimum, and then closed frequent item set is the superset of the maximal frequent. Can you see the video?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Item set, and similarly the frequent item set is the superset of the maximal frequent item set and the closed frequent item set. Now, different way we can represent the database because we have to access the data base many times. So therefore, representation makes different. So one way is representation, traditional way is like horizontal way, where you can see the transaction is in each row and your items are like A, B, C, A, B, E. Other way is representation is something called the vertical data layout. So you write the item on the column and then each item appears in many transactions. You note down those transactions. Suppose A appear in the transaction number 1 and then A appear on the transaction number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are the number of the transaction. So quickly you can count what is this cardinality and so on. No need to search again the each transaction here. So you can find easily the number of times that item occurred. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is like 7 times. So this is the way. And then today what we look into a different algorithm, something called is the FP growth algorithm. So this algorithm has two parts. One is how to represent the data in a much better way. And once we represented the data, then we'll find the association rule. And before the association rule, we'll find the frequent item set. Because finding association rule is much easier once you find the frequent item set, as we have seen. Or if we find the closed item set or maximal item set, we can find the rule. So therefore, today we'll focus on how to represent the database in a much compressed way, compressed representation. So that is something called is the FP tree, frequent pattern tree. So this portion will focus today. So here we go. Let's say we have the transaction on the left side. Okay. So we have the transaction as you can see. So this is the transaction database. So it is horizontal representation as you can see. So at transaction, first transaction, there are 2 items. Second transaction, there are 3 items. Third transaction, there are 4 items and so on. So what you have to do, we have to represent this database in much compact representation using tree, and final tree will be like this one. So now what we do first, we have to find the count for each item. So you start counting what will be the cardinality item A. This is 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So cardinality of A is 7. Then what is B? B is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So B is 8. And what is A? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? Then C is B is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what is C? C is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then D, These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then E is 1, 2, 3. So A is 3. Now you sort this item. So then B will come first, then A or C. Let me put AC, and then D and E. So this is the sorting order. Now what you do it, this transaction you arrange based on the sorting order. So if I arrange it here, so now first transaction I can write it as actually BA. Okay. Second transaction I should write BCD. So this is BCD. Third transaction I should write, B is not here, then ACDE. So it is the right way. So this is right way. Then ADE, this is also okay. So this should be BAC, BAC, and then this is BACD. Then this is BC, this is okay. Then this should be BAC. This should be BAD. This is okay. So what did I do? First you have to find the cardinality of each item. Okay, and then based on that you arrange the each transaction. So second step. Now you have to generate the frequent pattern tree. How will you generate? So first you have to traverse the each transaction and then you add this information to the tree, already generated tree. Let's say and incrementally do. First is this is null, this is root. Now this is transaction is first B and A. So then you make a root B and then A. This seems to be wrong. Okay. So then what you have to do it? So B along with you write the support of B. Support of B means at that moment. Support of B means how many B? It is only one transaction. So B is 1 and A is 1. Next you go to the second transaction, that is BCD. So B is already common. So you have to take the same path B and cardinality will change. So cardinality will change. Cardinality will be 1 plus 1. So it will be 2. B then C. C is you should have a different path C and then D. C is 1 and let's say we put D here. This one. Are you getting? Then what next? A, C, D, E. What is A? A is there is no starting A. So you have to start the new branch. So this is A. Then C, D, E. C is A. Then C. Let's say C and D. So initial, when you start from the root, if there is a common, you make them common, but later on you cannot add. So it is a tree. We are saying it tree. We cannot add this C with C. Then what next? So this cardinality is 1. This cardinality is again 1. This cardinality is 1. A, C, D, E. Let's say E is here. Next, A, D, E. A is here. D is not here. So you have to make a different branch D. Let's say you can make it okay, AD, ADE, ADE. So let's say here E. Next is BAC. So starting with B, then A, and then C. C is 1, but this will be incremented to this will be 3. Then is B, A, C, D. So this is B, this is A, this is C, and let's say this is D. So this is 1, this will be 2, this will be 3, this will be 4. Then BC. So B is here, then what is C? C is no immediate C, yeah, B, C. So this will be 5, this will be 2, that's all. Then BAC, B is here, A is there, C is there. So just it is there, already there is a path. So you increment the value. So this will be 4 and this will be 6. Then BAD, so B is here, A is here, A is not there. So then BA, then you have a path here, let's say this is D. So you have to increment. This will be 5 and this will be 7. Then BCE. This is B, then C is not there, right? So then BC, and then you have to find a path. Let's say this is the path, this is E, and this will be incremented 3, and this will be 8. Now you check out each item cardinality. So B was 8, A should be 7, so A is 5, this is 6, 5 is A, one more A. This should be 6. Okay, this one. This should be 2, okay. So this is 7. Then C was 3, 3, 3, 6. This was also 7. This is 1, 7. Then D is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So D is 5. And E is, this is 1, 2, 3. So E is 3. So you can generate the tree easily. So once you generate the tree, then you can find the frequent pattern. Once you find the frequent pattern, you can generate the rule. Okay. So we learned the frequent generating the FP tree, but learning or say mining the frequent pattern is bit complex with compared to this much easier representation. So that is deferred to the next class. Okay, because it will take little time. So this entire thing we learn the generation of FP tree. Now we'll know the how to generate the frequent tree. So that will be deferred to the next class. Now what we'll do the next we will know how to evaluate the association rule. So we got this tree, right? So extra thing is there. We'll have the header table, and header table consists of the item set. Item set means item set. Here A, B, C, D, E. So obviously A won't come. A is like B will come first because cardinality of B is highest. Then A, then C, then D and E. Now there will be a pointer. Wherever A is there, it will connect to that pointer. Let's say here. So it was A actually. So this will connect A. Okay. And this A will connect to the somewhere else if A is there. Similarly, this was B. So B will be connected to the first B, and this B is connected here, but this is a threaded tree. Okay. So let's say this is actual link, and this is another link here. Okay. So that's why it is written in a threaded way to distinguish which one is the tree link and this is the link to the item to item. So there should be link. Similarly, C will be linked to the first node and then each C will be linked here. This one. So if you add it 3 plus 4, 4 plus 3, so 7. So cardinality you will get easily. Similarly, D will be connected here and then here. So now if we want to find what are the item set started with D or ending with D. So similarly, what you can do, D, you can go D, and then if you only find this path from here, you only find this path here, and you only find this path and here. No need to search the any other path. So because when actually you generate the data, sorry, FP tree for the big data set, so the tree will be very complex. Now if I want to find the frequent item set with, let's say, D. So D and its superset. Then what I should ideally do, I should go to the D, wherever D is ending, and then I search only those paths. So let's say E, I will start E means here. I will go from here to here, and then I will search here and so on. That we will discuss in the next. To evaluate the rule. So association rule algorithm can produce a large number of rules. So, but all rules are not very interesting. So we have to find the interesting rule. And as we know that for measuring the interestingness of a rule, what we do it, we find the confidence of the rule. But support confidence framework sometimes it misleads the rule. Okay, say which one we say is confidence is high, so that sometimes it misleads the rule. That is, we'll see next with one example. And to find the interestingness, so we have to go very systematic way. So we, like in classification, we have the confusion table, confusion matrix. So here we have the contingency table. What contingency table does, say suppose we have the rule x to y, as you know the x of, we are finding the co-occurrence of x and y. Whenever x occur, so y very likely it will occur. So that is, we need to find the this rule interestingness. So how much this rule will help for, say, let's say in marketing or any other purpose. So therefore we have to find the contingency table. What is contingency table? So we have the rule x to y. So you write x here and not x. In the same way we did in the classification task. Similarly y and not y. And now this is the entry, it indicates number of support when x and y occur together. So F11 is the support of x and y, and F10 is support of x and not y. That means it is present of x but y is not there. How many times that is the case? So that is something called F10. And then there is something called F01. What is F01? Support of x and not support of x naught and y. That means x is not there, only support, only y is there. So this side is only x, this side is together x and y, this side is only y but not x, and this side is x and y both are not there. So this indicates it's how many total number of x in the data set. This indicates how many number of y appears in the data set. That means support of y, and this indicates together x and y. And then both are this one is both are absent, and is the total number of transaction. Total number of items that appear in how many times, that is it all together is n. So these contingency table will be used for finding the interestingness. So suppose one example here. So from the transaction data set we got this information, tea and not tea. Similarly coffee and not having coffee or not drinking coffee. So this side is like people like tea, and we counted how many times the tea was purchased. Okay, so that is 20, and how many times coffee was drunk or purchased is say 90 times, and total is 100. So now if you have a rule that is tea, so we find the confidence. What will be the confidence of this rule? What confidence? What is the formula for the confidence? What is the together tea and coffee appears how many times? So this is 15 divided by 20. So this is we go. So this confidence will get it the 0.75. So 75 confidence for a rule is quite good. So basically this is a good interesting rule. That means it says the people who have the tea, very likely they will have the coffee 75% time. Now we'll see is you just neglect that whether the people is having tea or not. People having only coffee is 90%. So because this is the total number of coffee people being having is 90. So therefore probability of coffee is 0.9, 90%. What do we want to find? Togetherness of whenever people purchase X, he or she will purchase also Y. But Y itself is 90%. But if we put with X, it is decreasing. So that means that such rule is actually, it may happen, but such rule is kind of misleading. What do you want? Actually that item X, whenever item X will appear, it should appear with Y. But we say is if we sell the Y itself, that is 90%. But if we find the rule, that is X and Y appearing is much lesser than the individual Y. So this type of rule may appear, but this type of rule is like a kind of misleading, because if I say if we sell only Y, we are getting 90% time. But if you say is okay, if you sell X with Y, so that will reduce. So of the business practice, so this is not a very interesting one. So therefore, this rule is not this measure because of the problem with the measurement of the confidence, because we are only taking the confidence and the formula in the confidence, we are not taking considering the support of the right side item set. So therefore we should have some other kind of measure where it should consider the support on the right side item set. So here we go. So X and Y is sufficiently high to ensure that the people who buy X will more likely buy Y than not buying Y. So confidence of X and Y should be greater than the support of Y. We are not considering the support of Y because the formula says it is altogether X and Y divided by the only support of X. So we should consider this part also. And what do you want? The confidence of X to Y should be greater than the support of Y. So if we assume we should consider the support of Y, now we will come up with a new measures. What is the criteria? Criteria should be this one. Confidence of X to Y of this rule should be greater than equal to support of Y. For the simplicity we consider is we want that confidence should be as same as the support of Y. For simplicity we consider this is equal. Earlier I said it should be greater than, right? So now we say is it should be equal. So what is this? What we say is a rule X to Y. If the people purchase X, very likely they will purchase Y. So that is in probability term, what we can say is the probability of Y when people already purchase X. And what we want? That should be the same as from here. That is the probability term. That should be same as at least the support of Y. Support of Y, what is the support of Y? How many times Y appear in the transaction? So that is nothing but the probability of Y. So we can write the probability of Y. Nothing wrong with that. So we can write this one. Now we learn probably the Bayes theorem, right? When probability of X is probability of XY or probability of Y. So from here what we can write? Probability of X Y equal to probability of Y into probability of X given Y. So what is this? Probability of X given Y. Okay, I think I changed something. So Bayes rule says the probability of Y given X equal to. So from here what we can write it? Probability of X Y equal to probability of X into probability of Y given X. And what is that? Probability of Y given X is Py. So then from here what we can write? Probability of xy equal to probability of X into probability of Y. So that is we did here. So joint probability of x, when we can multiply of individual probability when they are independent. So x and y are independent. So we cannot say is when x appear, y also will appear. So they are independent. So this value will be greater than this value. When it will be greater than, so any one of the value will be more than the earlier value. So then we say is the x and y are positively correlated. If the p of xy is greater than of this value, because this is independent case. So if this conditional probability is greater than this value, so we will say is the positively correlated. If it is lesser than this value, so we'll say it is negatively correlated. And if it is exactly the same, then we will say same is of multiplication of px and py is same as the p of xy. Then we will say it is independent. It's nothing correlated, not positive and not negative. So therefore, we find this is something called the lift. That is we wanted to find. What is that? That is we already explained. What is this? This rule x to y means probability of when x already appears. So that is the probability of y already x appear. And then what we wanted? We should consider the support of y. So that is the probability of y. So this is something called the lift. And similarly, there is something related information is called the interest. So joint probability divided by the individual probability. So this is showing is if it is independent, this is something. If it is independent, we are dividing by the independent value. And if it is positive, if it is getting, so then we say is okay, there is some correlation. If it is less than 1, so there is no not negative actually, because this is all our probability, so it cannot be negative. So it cannot be negative. It can be, this value can be more than 1, that is fine, but it cannot be negative because this is also probability and individual is also probability. Or negative correlation. Yes. So value is less than 1 means it is negatively correlated, and it is more than 1 means it is positively correlated. And why this is joint probability, and this is actually when there will be independence, so that is the px into py. So therefore, we will work with these two, lift and interest. And for the binary variable, we get this type of equation here. This is like we work with the continuous value Pearson correlation we found. So this is similar as the correlation for the binary variable. Now we come back the example. So what was the confidence? Confidence was 0.75 and only probability of copy was 0.9. And what is the value of lift? Now we consider the joint probability. What was the formula for lift? It is the probability of y given x, so that is 0.75, and support of y. Support of y is nothing but the probability of y, so that is 0.9. So it is value is less than 1. So it is actually negatively correlated. If the people have coffee, people have tea, so very likely they won't have the coffee. So there are many measures. We stop at this point. So there are many. So lift, how to compute? Obviously, you should know how to compute. So this is contingency table, and you compute lift from here. So one thing you see, lift value can be more than 1 because it is divided by the. It is not the probability, but it is using probability to compute the lift. So in this table, we find the lift value is 1.11. Here you get the value, lift value is 10. So simply you put the formula, you will get it. So joint probability, so this is the joint. No, this is not the joint. You have to find the probability of y given x, and then you find the lift, you will get it. So similarly, we have the so many measures you can see. Yeah, obviously. So maybe you can look into Z measures, Gini index, mutual information. These 3 or 4 measures frequently used. And what is the confidence here? So here you have the interest, cosine formula you already know. Jaccard is there. Jaccard you know here. This is the same way. So especially you can look into lift, interestingness, and then what is called its cosine and so on. I stop here. So should I stop here?
Sir, in the video, so there was a point written PS equal to probability of x comma y minus probability of x into probability of y. So what is the
Where?
in the video? Well, in the formulas for lift and interest, below that there was PS equal to probability of x into py.
And then you find the lift, you get it.
So before that,
Similarly, we have the before here.
is the third formula. What is the PS here?
PS is another measure. I forgot the name, exact name. So PS is another measure.
Okay, sir.
So I stop at this point, okay, and maybe I'm ending today's class, okay. So again, I'll take class on Tuesday, okay.